Hi everyone, and welcome to the Prison to Employment, or the P2E grant application training video. Our first step is going to be navigating to the Cali Grants page. Here you'll see that there is a login page and you'll input your username and password. If you do not already have a username and password, you just need to click on this sign up button right here in the bottom right hand corner. Once you click on sign up, it's going to take you to this page here. You're going to type in the necessary information, click on sign up, and then it'll take you to the login page from your email once you confirm that and set up your password. So I'm going to go back to the login page, assuming that you've already created your account. You're going to go ahead and type in your login credentials. So go ahead and type this in. We're going to give it a moment to load. Once that loads, you'll note that there is this landing page right here. So it's going to tell you, welcome to Cali Grants, ask a question. It's going to show you multiple tabs here at the top, things you can do. If you scroll down, it's going to give you these buttons, which are actually links to different grant opportunities based on the organization you're applying from, so either CWDB or ETP. Prison to Employment is a CWDB grant, so we're going to go ahead and click on that. You'll notice then it's going to give you the different options. Once you navigate to the CWDB funding opportunities, you're going to locate the application you want to apply for. So we'll click on the Prison to Employment Initiative 2.0. Once we get here, if you scroll down, you'll notice that there is information on the funding opportunity, a description that you can go ahead and read, a list of applications that you currently have. So we're currently in our test environment, and so I have a test application that I was using. While I have this up, one thing I want to note here is that when you have your applications, if you click on this drop down button, you're going to have a couple different actions that you can do. I'm going to go ahead and delete the application that I already have in progress, since you cannot have two applications in progress. Once we've deleted that, we can go ahead and click on apply. Select your category. So I'll just click on technical assistance for now. It's going to have us fill in all these fields, so I'm just going to put in some dummy information. None of this is real information, as I said, just dummy information, so I can quickly fill this out. So we're typing in our address, city, county, zip code, a DUNS number if you have one. If you hover over this I, it's an information button, so then it'll tell you a little bit more about what is needed from you here. You'll type in your primary contact, their title, email, phone number. I'll type in your physical contact, their title, their email, their phone number, and lastly, the authorized representative's name, their signature, and then the date. Once all these fields are completed, you'll then click on Save. If you missed anything, it's going to tell you to review the errors on this page. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down to see what the error is. So for the date, it's telling you a date cannot be a past date. So when you're inputting this on the calendar, you'll make sure to put a future date from the time of when you're starting your application. Once we've corrected that, we'll click on Save. You'll get the successful green pop-up message, and then you'll be taken to your application. So scrolling down, before you can proceed, you have this acknowledgement right here. So by signing and submitting an application, you, the applicant, hereby acknowledge your organization is able to responsibly manage these funds and adhere to California Workforce Development Board CWDB guidelines and requirements if awarded. You, the applicant, are agreeing to these terms and signing on behalf of the lead application agency or your applying organization. Once you've read that, you're going to go ahead and click on I agree if you agree with the terms and you want to proceed with the application. Proceed. You'll get this green pop-up message, and it'll take you back to the cover page. If you made any errors with anything that you inputted previously, you can go ahead and click on this pencil icon right here, and then you can edit as needed. And it'll just save it automatically. So going through the application, we first have our narrative. Note that there is a 3,000 character limit per narrative question. So I'm going to go ahead and type in, again, just some dummy information so that we can quickly go through these fields. So here's our first question. I'm not going to go ahead and read them at this time just for the sake of time, but I will scroll down so we can see the list of questions. So I'm just going to fill in all this information with test. Note again the 3,000 character limit when you are typing all of this stuff out. So ways in which you can monitor that is that the system will not let you save this if you are over a 3,000 character limit, and also will not let you type more than that. So I'd recommend perhaps typing these out in a Word document and getting your character count there, just so you can avoid any lost time by being over the character limit. So once you've gone through and filled in all these questions, we're going to scroll back to the top. If we're satisfied with how everything is, we're going to go ahead and click on the Save button. You need to click on the Save button every time that you type in something new, otherwise your information might be lost. Another thing to note is that if you have multiple users on your account, the last person that was in there, the last person that clicked on the Save button, that's whose information will be saved. So just make sure that you coordinate with whoever you're working with on who is in the application, who is typing, who is saving, etc. Now that we've completed our narrative, we can move on to the expend plan. We're going to scroll down. We'll note that it's telling us that in the spaces provided below in section 1, please provide figures for total administration, and they cannot exceed 20% of the total sub-grant or the amount requested. So in this case, it can't go over 20% of 20,000. If you read further on, it'll give you further stipulations of what you need to do. As we scroll down, we'll notice also there is a quarter/schedule for prison to employment, and it's going to list you the different quarters and the dates. So I'm going to go ahead and type in some numbers. Oops. Once this is saved, we'll click on Save. Note that if this does not match, you will get this error message. So it's telling me that my grant funds do not equal my total quarterly planned expenditures. So if you had a question on what that was, you would just go down here and you'll see that it is highlighted in red what it's not matching. So you need it to match the 4,000 right here that you've put in your funding plan. So then in your quarters, in your quarterly planned expenditures, quarterly plan match, you would input the information as needed to get that equal number right here. Just since this is dummy information, as I said, I'm going to type in the 4,000 here to match this out. Once this is all even, and same as these at the top, you can go ahead and click on Save. System, now that you've saved it and the numbers match, you'll get that green success message. Moving on, we then have our budget narrative. If you go ahead and read the budget narrative text as well, it's going to tell you further details that you need. If you go ahead and read the budget narrative information here at the top, it's going to tell you what is needed and just some further details, such as every line item on Form 7 regarding the staff salaries and benefits, and also how the salaries are broken down. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my information for job titles of staff and roles and responsibilities. Note you can expand this box if needed. We'll put in our numbers. Let's put in again some random information. Let this populate. Note that as you type in the information, this is auto calculating. If you decide that you need another box, you'll click on this add button and you'll type in as needed. If you decide, oh, I don't want this anymore, you'll just click on this trash can icon. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay. And then it'll go ahead and it'll tell you the record has deleted successfully. For these, not all of these fields are required, so you'll be inputting this as needed. So I'm going to say that I have some staff travel. Again, notice that it auto-calculates for me. I'll input this based on what I need. So these are the operating expenses. Then we have furniture and equipment, the consumable testing and instruction materials, training tuition, payments, vouchers, on-the-job training, participant wages and fringe benefits, supportive services, contractual services, subrecipient, indirect costs, and then other. At the bottom, it's then going to tell me my grant award total, which at this point is $3 based on the information that I inputted here above. Once I'm done with that, I'm going ahead and click on save. And it's going to give me the success message. Now again, also it's telling me my grant award total is not equal to my sub-grant amount. So if you're wondering, oh, what is that? We'll notice that our grant award total right here, the $3. So now that we've completed our expend plan, we're moving on to our budget narrative. Note here that there is some information here at the top that you can read to help you fill out these bottom fields. It's just giving you further information on what you need to do and how the numbers are broken down. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my information here. So you're going to type in the job title of the staff and roles and responsibilities, the FTE, monthly salary, how many months, and then benefits. Note that every time that you type in a number, it auto-calculates. So its total salary is auto-calculating these three numbers, and benefits is calculating this number right here. Then our total at the bottom, you'll see it's $2. Scrolling down, I have some information that I previously inputted. So we put tests, we put $1. And we're going to scroll down here, fill in any fields as needed. We're going to note that our grand award total is here at the bottom, so $3. And I'm going to scroll back up. Note that one of the validation rules, so something that you need to do prior to saving, is you need that number at the bottom to match your sub-grant amount from the expend plan. So that 4,000 right here, or whatever number you had typed into your expend plan. So knowing this, then we need to input our information down here so we can equal that 4,000. For the sake of time, I'm just going to type in what I know will equal 4,000. And go ahead and click on the save button. So then the screen pop-up message that your budget narrative record has saved successfully. Next, we have our supplemental budget. So again, here at the top, it's going to tell you some quick information about the supplemental budget and what is needed. If you go ahead and click on this blue hyperlink right here, it's going to show you some application instructions. Scrolling down then to our equipment, we're going to type in our information as needed. Again, note at the top there is some information on what equipment items you can list. If you need to add more fields, you'll click on this add button, type it in. If you decide you don't need it anymore or it was a mistake, you just click on this trash can icon. Scrolling down, we then have our subrecipients and contractors. So on section 2, you'll be typing in your contractual services. On 3 is your subrecipient section. And so then you also input information based off of that if you have a subrecipient. Once you're done, once you're satisfied with the information you've inputted, go ahead and click on these save icons. You can also do it ahead of time. As you fill it in, you can save or save at the end like this. This just ensures that your information does not get lost. Completed with the supplemental budget, we'll then move on to the budget summary. Note that this number at the bottom right here needs to be equal to the subgrant amount. So to get that number, we're going to go back to our expend plan and note that our subgrant amount was $4,000. So something just to keep in mind when inputting information, you want it to eventually equal out to that number at the end. Notice that when I click on the Save button, it's going to give me this error. Total grant fund should be equal to the total subgrant amount. So you would then fill out these fields based on what is needed for you. I'm just going to go ahead and type in 4,000 up here just so we can get a matching number. So I can go ahead and successfully save this. Then you type in the numbers here, type in your source, and also then the type of leverage fund. You scroll down to the bottom, note that it populates right here, that 4,000, and it's going to subtract from this $2,000 administrative cost to equal a $2,000 for your program costs. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. I'm going to get this green successful pop-up message that I saved successfully. Make sure to save after each tab, so save separately. Next, we'll move on to the work plan. There is, again, a little note here at the top just to help guide you through the work plan. We have the quarter/schedule for prison to employment. If you scroll down, you'll notice that there are different quarters listed out. So based on what quarter you want to input information in, so it could be quarter 6, could be quarter 4, etc., you would just type in based on where you need to type. We'll go ahead and click on quarter 1 and I'm going to go ahead and type in my activities and objective/activities and the estimated completion dates. Your estimated completion dates need to be within the time period of the quarter that you are selecting. So then in this case, it would be between January 1st, 2023 and March 31st, 2023. So then I can go ahead and select my date up here, 2023. We'll go to February 1st, and then we'll click on Save. And it's going to say your data is saved successfully. So let's say I had gone out of that quarter. It would not have let me saved. So it's going to tell you because the date should fall in the quarter. So it's going to correct you a little bit. And so then that's not something that you need to worry about making an error of because the system will correct you. When you're done with the work plan, you'll then go to Partner R&R. Here at the top, it's going to tell you a bit about Partner R&R. Scroll down. You have these fields right here. So your list partners, the roles and responsibilities, the leveraged funding amount if applicable, the leveraged funding type, so cash/in-kind, and then the action. So these are the different fields. There is a total again here at the bottom. Note leverage funds listed in this section should also be included on the budget summary for all entities contributing funds. So then any leverage funds that you list here, please note to also put that in your budget summary. So then to input the information, you would just click on this add button. You would type in your information. And then the type of leveraged funding type. If you're satisfied, you'd click on Save. It's going to tell you your data is saved successfully. And that is it for Partner R&R. One of the last tabs is going to be this Upload Documents tab. So if you have any documents that you need to upload, you'll just click on this New button. Type in the document name, the document format, so like PDF, Word, zip, or all types. And click on Word. You have a section for Other/Comments, and then click on Save. We'll then click on Upload Files once we see that this has been added. We're going to go ahead and just click on the document that we need. It's going to load. We'll click on Done. And then that's it for Upload Documents. If you decide that you do not want this document anymore, you can click on this trash can icon. If you decide you want to view this document, you can click on this Preview button. or you can click on the number 1 or this test right here. Every time there's a blue icon, it is a clickable field. If you click on that, it'll open it up. And that is it for all of the tabs for the P2E application. Some other functionalities that I want to show you here at the top are this print view. So if you go ahead and click on print view, it's going to take you to a new page. It's going to take you to the PDF version of your application. So if you scroll down, this is all the information that you saw me input previously. If you want to save this, you'll right click on print, and then it's going to prompt you to the print screen where you can either choose to save it as a PDF, you can print it, whatever you need. If you decide this application was a mistake, you'll go ahead and click on the delete button, and then you can create a new one. Note that you cannot have 2 applications in progress at the same time. Once we are satisfied that everything looks okay, we'll click on submit. It's going to ask you, are you sure you want to submit the application? We'll go ahead and say yes. Then you're going to say your application submitted successfully. After this, we're done, and we can just monitor the progress bar to get further updates on our application. Currently, it is in the application submitted status. So it was application in progress. Now that we've submitted it, we can refresh it and note then that this was an update to application submitted. Some more features that we can note here are if you click into more and into manage users, this is where you can add the users that are able to type in the application. So you'd click on the add new user, you would type in their first and last name, you would type in their email, their phone number, and then also their permissions. So the different permissions is that an administrator has more rights than a user. So for example, a user can edit the application, but they cannot delete an application. And they cannot also add new users. So the administrator can do those things. Then we'll click create. It's going to give you a green success message. Another thing you can do is edit previously made users. So right now you can see that's checkmarked active. That means that they have access to their account. I can click on edit and I can uncheck this active box to basically make them unable to log in. That is it for the walkthrough. If there are any questions, please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out and ask. There will be further information posted on where you can get that contact information. Thank you.